The Pepe phenomenon was really interesting to me because if it happened maybe a couple of years ago, I would have brushed it off as insignificant. But to me, the meaning of magic, like it's something I've paid a little bit of attention to and just tried to kind of wrap my head around what people mean by it, because I know magic isn't bending that fork. I know magic isn't causing that menu to fly across the room. That's Hollywood. Okay. So what have people been studying all these years in the mystery schools? What have people actually been researching and figuring out how to do?
Right. So a kind of psychology, like practical psychology, manipulative psychology. That's one way of putting it. So that's exactly the conclusion that I came to, essentially, and that is that when you change the shape of reality in someone else's mind, in another agent's mind, that's magic. Like, for example, a really good magician doing a card trick, he'll do his trick, which is mechanically working in a way that you can't figure out, but because you can't figure it out, he's created this reality in your head where X leads to Y, whereas and you don't see how it can happen. But it works. He's worked his magic. If he leaves you thinking, fuck, he did X and it led to Y, for example. So, like, if you see magic or define magic as the ability to manipulate reality for other people, so let me just take this one little step further and say one powerful form of magic is that of causing people to fall for the fallacy of reification. That's the misplaced concreteness. That's where you take an idea and you treat it like an object. And then you talk about it interacting with the real world of objects and stuff. So basically taking a concept, you're misdiagnosing it as an object or you're mislabeling it as an object, and then everything that follows from there is obviously pure superstition because it was always United
a concept.
States of America.
Right, they're all concepts. Is Uncle Sam an object? No, easy one. Therefore, he's a concept.
But we would say the Pledge of Allegiance, the flag, and the nation for which it stands. Well, the flag is beyond just a piece of cloth. It's somehow more than that. And it's the totem. And people get very angry if you piss on it. The nation for which it stands is apparently more than a land mass. It's some kind of magical, some kind of spiritual place, promised land or something like that.
Well, I'd summarize, like, my idea of totemic deities is that they represent the unity of a group, and that unity of a group is an ethereal kind of concept and fragile. And it takes maintenance and all of these things that you see coming up around gods and countries and so on. So just a few words on magic. If magic is the ability to manipulate other people's experience of reality, and especially the ability to cause them to reify something, so you plant a concept in their head and then you take it to the next level by making them treat that concept as concrete and as an agent in the world, you've essentially placed them under a spell wherein they see the world through a different lens. It doesn't really exist. So I think that sort of spell is what we've all been placed under through the school system and so on. I mean, come on, history in school, what was that? It was
history of states.
The history of politicians' exploits and states and religions, and essentially, in a lot of cases, treating them as actors. It's completely divorced from the average day-to-day life of, for example, a serf in China in the 1400s. We may not have much data on that, but like. When I was taught history in school, it was just like a story of the exploits of politicians. Days of our lives for politicians.